Hey everybody, it is nostalgia time once again, and as you can, of course, tell by VirtualBox, we're going to be this time taking a look at the OEM install of the Acer Aspire 6530 laptop that was manufactured in early 2009. Because this was a time before Windows 7 was released, as it was released later that year. So this time, instead of that nicely decorated screen, we just get a plain gray background. And considering that this is 2009, I believe we are going to get that same recovery environment that we saw last time. And yep, exactly as I figured. Of course, the UI language is English. The difference from that other one is you can either restore from a backup or to the factory default, which of course we're going to do the factory. And of course, these are the notices. Alright, so as the restore begins, it's launching disk part. And by default, it's called MIN WinPC, and I see it already formatted the hard drive. It's giving nothing because there is no operating system, and this is a brand new hard drive, so we can hit OK. So rather than the Acer thing showing stuff, this is what I was expecting. So for the first part, it showed disk part, but now the restore is actually beginning. So of course it is going to take a while. In fact, on virtualized hardware, apparently this process goes much faster, but on an actual computer, it's going to take quite a while. And now it is ready for disk 2. And now it is ready for the third and final disk. Alright, so now it finished copying the files for the recovery partition. Now it's updating patch files. And now it's applying the image. And that is it. We didn't have to sit through copying files and stuff like that. It just did it all right away, and in literally 30 seconds, that's it. Alright, so now we will restart and we will boot into Windows for the first time. And this is the message that would be seen on Vista in later packs. So this would be seen on Service Pack 1 or 2 of Vista. It says, please wait while Windows sets up your computer. The other screen that we saw in the last episode, that was for RTM, the original release to manufacturing build without any service packs. Alright, and I believe that's it. The setup is finished. However, now we have to go through the out-of-box experience for Service Pack 1 of Windows Vista. In fact, I do actually have an HP computer that did come pre-installed with this exact same OS. This is Windows Vista Home Premium Service Pack 1, and this is in English, I can tell. And there's the Acer logo. And then here is the license agreement for Vista Home and Ultimate, and this is for Acer. And now we just enter a name. I'm not sure if this is the same chest picture from XP, but I like it at the flower. Let's leave it like that. So it only comes with 3 backgrounds. I suppose Acer didn't choose anything custom, but I'll name this one Aspire 6530, and I'll leave the background setting alone for now. We'll use recommended settings, and yes, as of the time of recording, We're in 2024. And this will be a home network. And in addition to thank you, we have a couple of other things too. In fact, actually, there's 3 of them. It says Acer has selected McAfee. You can set up McAfee, and you can set up other services as well. So basically, you can choose one of 3 services from here to set up. So you can set up McAfee from here. You can set up Earthlink Internet and Net Zero Internet. Or you can just tell it no thanks and you can set it up later. So that's what we're going to do, because we're going to take a look at all of them one at a time. So now Vista will assess the system's performance, and then we will be at the desktop. Alright, and here we are at the desktop. And there are some interesting programs on this one. But we aren't done with the installation just yet, because now it is finishing the installation by installing all remaining software. But in the meantime, we can take a look at what it actually has. So you see there's all the sign-up stuff. It doesn't look like it comes with any special backgrounds or anything right now. But I'm sure that's something that's going to happen once this Acer thing is done. Or we can look at some of the stuff that it has preloaded. I don't think I can move it. Or we can take a look at some of the stuff it has preloaded. So we have Cyberlink Power Director. I'm assuming that's an older version. The one we were looking at last time was Power Producer, which is the DVD creator. Power Director is the movie editor. And I see it has enabled a search box on the taskbar. And I see it comes with Google Desktop as well. We can look at some of the stuff here. So let's look through the start menu. We'll take a look through all of the programs one at a time later. So we have Acer Assist. The registration has an updated version of Adobe Reader. This is Adobe Reader 9. There's the Earthlink PowerPoint Viewer 2003. They're using an older version of that. Oh my. Microsoft Works Task Launcher. There's Net Zero Internet. And that's Orion. I'll have to see what all that is. And in accessories, we don't see anything special. And apparently in this one, the Welcome Center coming up on startup has been disabled by default. And then there is the Empowering Technology folder. This, I suppose, is all the stuff that goes on that bar. And here's Acer Game Zone. So on this particular machine, it includes Agatha Christie, Peril at End House, Alice Greenfingers, Alien Shooter, Bookworm Adventures, Cake Mania, Chicken Invaders 2, Dream Day First Home, Galapagos, Go Go Gourmet, Heroes of Hellas, yeah, I think that's right, Magic Farm, Magic Match Adventures, Mystery Solitaire, Mystic Mahjong, yeah, Mahjong, Putt Mania, I think this is like miniature golf, Rise of Atlantis, Texas Hold'em, and Women's Murder Club. Apparently those are the games that are on here. And then that's the user guide for the system. This is Carbonite Online Backup. Here's Power Director I was talking about. It even comes with its uninstaller too. eSabi. Have to see what that is. And then this is about the Anytime upgrade. And I believe these are the typical Windows Vista games. Here's Google Desktop. The maintenance stuff, McAfee. And this comes with the 60-day trial of Office 2007. Has NTI Backup Now version 5, Media Maker 8, Live Call, that's like a phone dialer, Windows Live does not have its own dedicated movie maker or photo gallery because Windows Vista includes those by default. We get the typical getting started with Windows stuff, and then we have the Acer things, and then there's the empowering technology. Here it comes with the file decryptor and encryptor. So it comes with all that. So while the programs and drivers continue to install, let's take a look at some of the stuff that's actually included on here. We'll start with the Game Zone. We'll look at the Acer Game Zone console. And apparently it starts in full screen. So of course these are all of the apps that are installed on the system. Well, the ones that are included by default. And we can take a look at the games and can look at other titles. Next we have Acer Store. And it looks like it opens in Internet Explorer. So a couple of Acer pages are set by default. So this is still Internet Explorer 7. Well, pretty much the Acer Store, I think, is where you'd take a look at like upgrades or like hardware upgrades or other accessories for your system. So it looks like the Carbonite thing is not installed by default. It just includes an installer. Of course, it's going to try and access the internet, but it's not going to work. And then the empowering technology shortcut. So it looks like we don't get that separate E thing, like that floating thing on the desktop. It's up here at the top now, just like that HP thing. So then here's the Acer E audio. So you can select different audio modes for various purposes. That's where you can check your battery status and change modes, power modes. This is Acer E Data Security. That, I believe, is the encryptor. The E settings. So here we can get system information rather than having to go into that page in Vista. So we can set a BIOS password from here. However, of course, because this is not an Acer system, it's not compatible with such. So then next we have eSobi. Looks like this is another one of those installers. So eSobi is essentially like a news kind of thing. It looks like it's a news source. So we'll go ahead and install. So it looks like it gives us a language to choose from. We're going to do English United States by default. That's the registration card. And after it says thank you, here we are. So yeah, this is essentially a news reader, which of course doesn't work. It looks kind of revolutionary too. So here you could subscribe to different news channels. It looks like it must have already put some in here for us. So let's see, there's some entries in health. So I guess this must be regularly updated. So then these are the dates and times of when they were published. And now it looks like it wants to restart to finish all those programs. And then McAfee Security Center is, well, pretty much the antivirus that Acer has chosen. Now there's like 2 of them that say, sorry, we cannot activate your product. There's like 2 messages. Let's get this out of here. There we go. Alright, let's see what this Orion is. I wonder what this is. I've never seen this before. I don't think I've ever seen Isabi or Orion. I wonder if they're still offering that program for Windows. I wonder. Considering that this is now 2024 and we have Windows 10 and 11. There's that Welcome Center again. Oh, it's out of that. So it looks like this is one of those instant messaging services. Conversort is the maker of this. We'll just go ahead and log in as the guest account. And then you can manage connections and stuff. Even has its own Acer tag. So this looks to be a trial of Power Director version 6. So it's already imported some sample photos. So we got a tulip, lily of flowers, some cherries, an aquarium, and then this windmill, which was the first to be selected. Alright, so that's everything on the desktop. As I think I saw it install Acer Arcade somewhere. Yeah, there's the rest. So next, let's look at Acer Assist. So Acer Assist is one of those updates and newsletters and stuff from the manufacturer. And this is their registration card. So that's the registration card. Let's take a look at Earthlink. So it looks like it sets up a program on the system. However, it cannot continue. So this must be Earthlink dial-up. Because literally, I think everybody was moving to wireless technology around this time. Here's Microsoft Office PowerPoint Viewer. But we don't have any presentations to look at. So that's neat that they included that. So you don't have to go into Microsoft PowerPoint and, open the presentation and then start it from there. You can just open the PowerPoint viewer and that stuff. Here is Microsoft Works, which is essentially a calendar. You can create a spreadsheet and database from there. I suppose it's like a predecessor to Access. And Net Zero, I think it's the same thing as that other one. It looks like it just goes ahead and installs it on the system. Installation or upgrade successful. To connect to the internet, click the 2 icons on the desktop. And Grid Vista. Yeah, I think Grid Vista is one of those things that you can snap windows. We'll demonstrate it with these Explorer windows here. So you can see there's the sample music. I'll play one of the sample songs and I can show you a little bit around what this Grid Vista thing is. So this is, I believe, a predecessor to the Snap interface that would be used in Windows 7. So we can put the window in a grid format. And since I assume it comes with sample music, I assume it comes with sample pictures too. But I want to demonstrate that encryptor because I don't think we demonstrated it in the last episode. So here, I'm going to make a copy of Winter Leaves and encrypt it. This is ES for Acer eData Security. So here's the user guide for the machine. And then we have Google Desktop. Yeah, you have to create a master password for it. So Google Desktop has its own little sidebar. Here you could get the weather conditions. This, I believe, is similar to the Windows Vista sidebar, although I think here it's been disabled. So it looks like they must have deleted the sidebar because I do not see an option for gadgets, because that is an option that would normally be present in Windows Vista. So I suppose what they did was they replaced the Windows Vista sidebar with the Google Desktop sidebar, but both either way perform basically the same thing. Here in Google, I can just type in, I can just search for things. Like here, I'll just search for myself, and of course, it would do the search in Internet Explorer, which doesn't work. And I just saw McAfee Site Advisor. So you could search the web, or you can search your desktop, which searches the desktop through Internet Explorer as well. So the Launch Manager is the buttons on the system. So the Launch Manager is just like the one on my Inspiron 5520 laptop. If you press a certain button, it'll perform an action of your selection. By default, when you press the E, it opens the Empowering Technology bar. And then when you press the little Saturn icon, it opens up the internet browser. It'll be different depending on which default browser you have, whether it be Internet Explorer or Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, just to name a few. Let's see what other kind of gadgets they have. So let's look at their gallery. So they have, they have wet clips. And I suppose this is the news. It also has an analog clock. I think the analog clock on here looks a little cooler than usually on Vista. So there's a to-do list. You can look at the stocks. Orchid birthdays. Interesting. And of course you can take a look at your email. Google Talk, which of course does not work because you need a separate program for that. And then Quick View shows recent files. And then you can look at map listings. And then you can monitor system performance, which comes up right here. And then this, you can look through all of them. And these are all of them that are on here. And then of course these are all separated by category. And so with that, we have come to the end of our look at the Acer Aspire 6530 laptop. So in the next episode, we will be taking a look at yet another Acer machine. I don't know what time period it's going to be from, maybe from the same time period, but who knows. But until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.